Obsession. How important is obsession in your life? And do you look at obsession in a negative or a positive light? Obsession is one of the most important traits of successful people in my belief. Obsession is a gift if it's used in the right way, right? So obsession obviously can be fixated. The definition of obsession is something along the lines of, a fixated attention on something, right? So you can be obsessed over, your health. You can be obsessed over a certain area of your business. You can be obsessed over cleaning your floors in your apartment. So obsession, it's really important to use obsession as a gift and to understand that it's okay to be obsessed. A lot of the reasons I believe that depression and anxiety, these pseudo, scientific disorders that just seemingly popped out of nowhere, 10 years ago when they started coming up with, the whole list of disorders that exist. These, whatever, they call mental disorders or whatever people call them, really are just, people obsessing over the wrong things, in my opinion. So I believe that, if we focus on the things that scare us, on retreat, meaning, on veering away from taking, actions that are difficult or fear-inducing, that fear builds up in our bodies, and that causes us to feel anxiety. So the same thing goes for depression. If you think about how you can't do something, how you are hopeless in X, Y, and Z ways, what'll happen is, you'll actually obsess over that and you'll become that. And one of the things that the modern medical system does is it convinces us to label ourselves as, some certain form of disorder. So that we can then blame our current life situation, predispositions, traits on the fact that we have some form of a disorder. Nobody wants to take responsibility and point at themselves, so we point at these made-up disorders and we obsess over them. So obviously obsession can be very, 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 it can be a really counterproductive action, for you to consistently obsess over the wrong things. But obsession can also be a gift. I believe every human being has the capacity to be obsessed, right? They have the capacity to be obsessed. What does that mean? They have the capacity to focus on whatever it is they want to consistently focus on. Now, why do I write down 19 of my goals every single day? Why do I do that? Because I know that the world is going to try and sell me on their goals, right? Everyone out there is going to try and sell me on their goals. And, the important thing for us to realize is, most of us are helping other people achieve their own goals because we haven't put enough attention or obsession on the goals that we want to accomplish. And, I look at obsession as something that each of us need to tap into. Why was I up Friday night with two of my closest business partners making a video? I'm sorry, not making a video. Why was I up, all night on Friday night while everyone was out partying, creating a consultative sales process and writing that, on my board? I'll show you guys it right now just so that you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm about to show you guys is an example of the process they came up with. And without going in detail, this process can be used, leveraged, and used as an investment for the rest of my future, right? So in putting together a process and spending a Friday night doing that, yeah, it may or may not have been obsessive for me to do that, right? But the question you need to ask yourself is, when was the last time you used obsession to your advantage? Are you afraid of coming off obsessed in any area of your life? That's a problem. Why are you afraid of coming off obsessed? Because obsession has a stigma attached to it in our society. People label people who are crazy as obsessed, right? They're obsessed with something. I don't care if it's cleaning the floors in your apartment. I don't care if it's whatever you're obsessed with. Obsession has a negative connotation towards it, and that's because 9 out of 10 people are unhappy with their lives, and they picture, being obsessed. They picture being obsessed as just an increased fixation on a shitty life, right? But if you're in that 1 out of 10 that's actually living a thriving life and trying to develop your mind and gain education and talents and invest in assets, obsession will help you. So it's all about coming in with the right frameworks and the right intentions. You tune your moral compass first, and then you become obsessed. Most people never tune their moral compass. This is what I believe. There's no fact to this. I'm not saying like there's studies that prove this. It's just what I believe. And if it's true to me, then it's true, right? So we contort our